Hey, welcome to another episode of Chad's Beer Reviews, continuing with all macro beer review a month. Going back to the Blue Moon line. This is, I think, a fairly new beer for them. Short Straw Farmhouse Red Ale from the Expressionist collection. And they make a point of saying, I'll just read the real short version. An intriguing interpretation of a farmhouse ale blended with a Flanders red, with hints of white pepper and a tart finish. Put it in the mason jar. I haven't used this in a while. Might be able to see the color in there. Yeah, some bubbles. Very, dark dark copper color. Had a pretty big head. Not much in the way of aroma. Not really surprised, but I mean, it just smells like a very generic amber ale. I'm not getting any saison, certainly no Flanders red quality out of it. So, let's see how it tastes. Cheers. That is interesting. They actually, I was looking on the website, and they use, the usual malts. I think it's, Spalt hops, Spalt Select, Czech Saz for the hops, and they use white pepper, coriander, and hibiscus. And so there was a little bit of like a peppery kind of spiciness on the finish, but I mean they say tart. First they make a point of saying farmhouse ale and Flanders red. I don't get either of those in here. It's kind of like a similar malt base to like an amber ale, although that seemed to be the case with the the blackberry tart ale Jason and I did a few days ago. Just like that generic kind of the amber maltiness in here. I think they even use a little bit of chocolate malt. Let's see. Malts: caramel, pale, European Abbey, European acidulated, chocolate malt, malted white, wheat. So yeah, I mean, there's like a touch of, kind of more dark, chocolatey kind of sweetness in here. Kind of like really low on the bitterness. I think it was like 17 IBU, something like that. Just real faint, kind of dry, hint of spicy. Well, and plus you have that white pepper on the finish. What else was in it? Coriander and hibiscus. Yeah, I guess, but they're very, very faint. These beers are actually really remarkable. You know why? Because it's like, how can they have all these? That's a pretty big ingredient list, especially for a macro beer. And they can have all those ingredients in there, and then still have such a beer with so little flavor. But yeah, still don't really get any saison quality. Certainly no Flanders red. I mean, they make a point of saying a tart finish. It's not tart on the finish. It's just a hint of like dry spiciness, which is nice. You know what it tastes like? It tastes like someone's homebrew. In fact, that's like all like the Michelob, the Blue Moons, those types of beers. They just taste like someone's homebrew. I mean, I've judged a lot of homebrew competitions, and it's interesting. Even my own homebrews, it's like you get like some flavor out of them, but like they're nowhere near as good as like a real high-end craft beer. When this tastes like it's something that's like good enough for like an amateur like me to make. And if you're an amateur beer drinker, this would probably appeal to you. I mean, that's the good thing. I mean, I've heard a lot of brewers say that. Like, I love Blue Moon because it brings people into real beer. It's hard to go if you're just a fizzy yellow beer swiller. You can't go from that to like Three Floyds or Hill Farmstead or Southern Tier, Dogfish Head or Stone or whatever you want to say. You need an intermediate step, and a beer like this will do that. Pretty thin mouthfeel, not super highly carbonated. I keep thinking there's gonna be like a fruitiness in this. I think because it's like the red color to it. It's not refreshing. I mean, saisons, farmhouse ales, whatever you want to call them, tend to be like a little bit, on the refreshing side. This is not. I mean, it drinks like a standard amber ale with that touch of pepper on the finish, but otherwise, it's pretty unremarkable. I think it'd be a good introductory craft beer, but not into the saison or Flanders Red style. They should have called this some kind of amber ale. Let's give it a rating on Rate Beer. Aroma, I mean, there really isn't much of an aroma. I guess I'll give it a 6. That might even be a little generous. Appearance, I mean, like the color. It did have a head, but it fizzled away, so I'll kind of take off points on that. Let's say 4. I mean, that's a little generous. Taste. There's really nothing off-putting about the taste. I gotta say that. The taste is just very, very mild. It's not like super delicious. I'll give it a 6 on taste. Palate, it's easy to drink. It's, but on the other hand, it's like, it's 5.8 ABV. It should have way more flavor than this. I'll give it a 3 on palate. And overall, 12 maybe? That's a 3.1, which is a 5. Yeah, I mean, I was going to say 5, maybe 6. I mean, yeah, it's kind of neutral. No off flavors. Yeah, I guess it's about as good as I can give it. So yeah, 5 out of 10 for the Blue Moon Short Straw Farmhouse Red Ale, whatever style this falls under, I don't know. Alright, so thanks for watching. I will see you tomorrow. Cheers.